We're really going to feel it later tonight, but some of us are already feeling it now, just not here in DFW. Cold front has moved through DFW, but the cold air not quite here, and it's going to take most of the day for this to really settle in. But look at this. We've got 40s off to the northwest, 44 in Archer City, same thing in Wichita Falls. We've got 45 in Albany right now, 51 currently in Granbury, 51 in Fort Worth. Dallas now 57 degrees. We were in the lower 60s. Now we're in the 50s. Now we are still seeing that cool air move in. If we zoom in and look at it just DFW, you can see locations to the east, 65 in Terrell, 63 in Mesquite. You'll see those temperatures drop back into the 50s here very shortly, but we've got 57 in Grand Prairie, same thing in Louisville, 59 in Frisco. Looks gorgeous out there though. Dry frontal passage, so no chance for rain today. We're seeing those clear skies with 61 degrees. If we look at the day planner here, you're going to notice temperatures are going to kind of stay steady for DFW now moving forward for the rest of the day. So we've got temperatures right around the upper 50s, some locations in the east still hanging under the 60s, so that's why I kept it right around 60. And then as we go into the afternoon, we'll jump up a few degrees back into the low 60s. But we're still going to stay about 15 degrees below normal as we go into the afternoon hours today. And then, Jason, this. Look at all this. We're going to break this down for you and talk about how low it's going to get tonight. That's coming up.
No, thank you.
Just know you're going to need a jacket or even a coat. Look at that. Look off to the northwest. I mean, it is in the 40s there right now, low 50s. If you look around most of DFW, we have temperatures that range from the lower 50s to the mid 50s. If you're near the front or south of the front, you're in the 60s right now, and you will eventually see that cooler air arrive. Here's a look at those winds right now behind the front. They are increasing to about 25 to 30 miles per hour. These are just gusts at this point. Sustained winds 10 to 15 miles per hour everywhere at this point. But once you get that front moving through, those winds are going to be out of the north. So let's look at the rest of the day. We'll put this into motion here. You can see that with the heat of the day and that sunshine, we're still going to stay in the 50s despite those north winds that are ushering in that cooler air. You really won't feel a huge difference, even though the fact that we are 15 degrees below normal this afternoon. You'll feel the difference tomorrow morning as you head out the door. We are going to be dealing with widespread low 30s to upper 30s depending on where you are. So if you wake up and you see some frost out there, that is definitely possible for many locations across North Texas. You can see in the light blue here, that's a frost advisory for many counties, including Dallas and Fort Worth. In the dark blue, that includes the northern counties of DFW, that's a freeze warning. So if you want to prepare, take care of some of those newly planted plants that you've got, put a light sheet over the top of them, or even a piece of cardboard. That helps. It helps a lot. So keep that in mind. It's one morning and then we'll start a warm up, but tonight into tomorrow morning, that's when those really cold temperatures are going to be settling in. Then as we go toward the weekend, you're going to see those temperatures warm back up. By Friday, we're still considered below normal, but back into the 70s. By Saturday and Sunday, right where we should be for this time of year. Normal high temperature this weekend, right around 78 degrees. What arrives as we get closer to the weekend as well, it's going to be our next chance for rain, because no rain with this cold front that moved through. So let's go ahead and look at the rain chances as we get into Friday. Friday morning will stay dry, then it's going to move through throughout the afternoon and evening. Coming up in the next half hour, I'll have a little bit more time to discuss this hour by hour, and we could have the potential for a few strong to severe storms Friday afternoon and evening. We'll highlight where coming up in the next half hour. But here's a look at that 10-day forecast where you're seeing those temperatures, they rebound and they jump up into the lower to mid 80s as we go into through now. Now it's not just a quick drop like, oh, we're going to drop to the 40s for everybody, but it's a big difference. We were in the 60s a little while ago here in the DFW. Now area wide, we are in the low 50s, even the low 40s for some locations off to the northwest. But what you're going to notice here as we move forward through the rest of the day is these temperatures really aren't going to move around much more despite this. These are the wind gusts behind the front out of, okay, Siri, I'm not talking to you right now. All right, out of the north, wind gusts 25 to 35 miles per hour. So that's what's ushering in that cooler air. You'll really feel the difference later tonight. So watch this as we move forward through the rest of the day. Front moves out. Temperatures kind of meander around the upper 50s to lower 60s, depending on where you are. Here's 6 o'clock as you head home. Mid 50s out there, and the winds are going to be pretty breezy, so you want to have the coat because it's not going to feel very nice out there. Then as we go into the overnight hours, this is when it's just darn right disrespectful. Temperatures are going to fall into the upper 30s for Dallas and Fort Worth, and then the lower 30s for the more rural locations surrounding DFW. And 32 degrees, that freezing. So that is why there's many counties that are under a freeze warning now as we go into Wednesday morning. In the blue color, those are the counties in the freeze warning. In the light blue, that's a frost advisory. So most of North Texas needs to take care of their plants tonight. You can just put a sheet over it, cardboard, just do what you can, bring them inside if you can to take care of them. It's only one night. That's the good news. That's what we love about North Texas. We're going to warm up as we head toward the weekend. We're going to see temperatures back into the 70s by Saturday and Sunday. Now Friday's our next chance for rain because we're going to see pretty much every season as we go into this week. Here's a look at Friday. We start off dry. It's after lunch hour that we're going to see that chance for showers and even thunderstorms move in. So we've stopped it at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Dallas, Fort Worth, anytime between about 2 and 5 o'clock in the evening is going to be the main time frame for you. We'll stop it at 5 o'clock. Then it starts to make its way off to the east, where we're going to be highlighting locations from like Canton down to Jacksonville up to Sulphur Springs as we go into 6 o'clock. 7 o'clock, you can see most of it now getting closer to the state line. Then that front continues to push all that moisture out of here overnight. By Saturday morning at 6 o'clock, there may be a few clouds left over from that wraparound moisture, but don't expect that rain to last into Saturday. But because it's spring in North Texas, there's a potential for a few strong to severe storms. The SBC is already highlighting parts of North Texas and into Oklahoma and into Central Texas as we go into Friday. So we're going to keep an eye on this. We're going to iron out more details as we get closer because it's still several days out. I wish we could leave the severe weather out of it, but at least we're getting some much needed rainfall, a ½ inch to an inch possible for DFW. If you look to the east, 1 to 2 inches of rainfall possible as we go into just the day Friday. So let's go back over that forecast for today. Despite the cold front, no chance for rain today and very little cloud cover either. 61 degrees is the high temperature out there, and then we're going to drop to 38 degrees tonight. North winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. And if you look at that 10-day forecast here, overall, it's going to be one night and then we're going to warm up. By the weekend, you forget this ever happened, we'll be in the upper 70s where we should be and then into the low 80s. Couple chances for rain here as we move forward, but overall a dry stretch. Jason.
All right, Kaylee, thank you.
So you're going to want to pay attention to this. The freeze warning was extended a little bit farther to the east. So if you look at this map here, I want you to look at where you live, and if you're one of the dark blue counties, that's the freeze warning, which was extended to spots like Lamar County, Delta County, Hopkins County, some of these spots are closer to Sulphur Springs here. So you want to make sure that you pay attention to this. Even if you're in the light blue counties, please make sure you're taking care of your plants ahead of this. The cold air will really settle in as we go into the overnight hours tonight by Wednesday morning. Here's where we're at right now. Front continues to make its way to the south and east. We have temperatures in the 50s in some locations, in the 40s and others behind the front. Tonight, here's where we're going to end up, and this is why we have those freeze warnings and that frost advisory. 31 degrees potentially in McKinney, 30 in Gainesville, 30 in Greenville, 38 in Dallas, 37 in Fort Worth, 30 in Archer City. So sub-freezing temperatures possible here as we move forward. Here's a look at the 10-day forecast, though. The good news is it only lasts for one morning and then we start a warm up. So that's what we love about North Texas. So it's going to get better. By the time we get into Thursday morning, look at that, we're in the 40s. So it gets better. Then as temperatures continue to climb, by the time we get into the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, we're right where we should be for April for this time of year, and then we're warming up into the 80s. We do have to watch Friday, though. The potential for showers and thunderstorms possible Friday afternoon and evening. And Jason, we could have a few strong to severe storms, so we'll keep you updated on that.